Welcome to lesson 2 for adding decimals. So underneath my Thursday problem of the day, I went ahead and drew a line. I have my lesson 2-4 ready to go. My question says, Mr. Davison has 2 sacks of potatoes. The first sack weighs 11 and 39 pounds, and the second stack weighs 14 and 27 pounds. How many pounds of potatoes does Mr. Davison have in all? So again, that in all means that we are adding. So I'm going to take both of them. I have 11 and 39 hundredths, and I have 14 and 27 hundredths. Remember when you're adding decimals that you line up the decimal. It's the most important thing is that you line up that decimal. And now you're just adding like normal. So 9 plus 7 is 16. 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 1 is 6. Now I bring down that decimal. Make sure it stays in line. And then I have 1 plus 4 is 5. 1 plus 1 is 2. So my answer is 25 and 66 hundredths. So how is adding decimals like adding whole numbers? They're the exact same. You just need to make sure that you're lining up your decimal and that you bring your decimal down at the end. So if you can add whole numbers, you can definitely add decimals. If you need some help, there are some steps for you on this page as well. It just walks you through exactly what I just did. We're going to do a couple together. We're going to do this odd row over here. There's not a whole lot of space, so I'm actually going to rewrite them in my notebook. So I have 0 and 82 hundredths plus 4 and 21 hundredths. So I have 2 plus 1 is 3, 8 plus 2 is 10. So I carry my 1, I brought down my decimal. 1 plus 0 is 1, plus 4 is 5. So my answer is 5 and 3 hundredths. All right, so now I have 9 and 7 tenths, and then I have 0 and 24 hundredths. Now notice that this one is in tenths and this one's in hundredths. So again, the most important thing is that you line up the decimal. So if we're lining up the decimal, that would give me 0.24, and then we add. Whenever you have a blank spot, you can put a 0 as a placeholder, because remember 7 tenths is the same as 7 hundredths. So 0 plus 4 is 4, 7, 8, 9. Bring down my decimal, and 9. Oh, I could have brought my decimal down a little bit more, so it's not like a multiplication sign. So then I have 9 and 94 hundredths. All right, and let's look at this one. I have 26 hundredths plus 8 and 3 tenths. So we have the same problem on both of these, where we have one more on the hundredths than we do on the tenths. So just watch and make sure you line up those decimals. So I have 0 and 26 hundredths plus 8 and 3 tenths. I can add my 0 as my placeholder. 6 plus 0 is 6, 2 plus 3 is 5, bring down my decimal, 0 plus 8 is 8, so my answer is 8 and 56 hundredths. So remember in 5th grade we do add in that thousandths place, so we're going to come down here and we're going to practice with, actually we're going to practice with this one right here. So we have one that's in the thousandths place and one that's in the tenths place. So just like we did here and here, we are lining up our decimals. So we're going to have 0 and 922 thousandths plus 6 and 4 tenths. Notice I lined up the decimal. I did not put my 4 under this 2 because 4 tenths is not the same as 2 thousandths. The decimal matters. Now I can put 2 placeholder zeros there. So I can do 2 plus 0 is 2, 2 plus 0 is 2, 9 plus 4 is 13, carry my 1, 1 plus 6 is 7. So my answer there is 7 and 322 thousandths. So there you have it. Let's look at a word problem. We're going to look at question 27. So it says a mural of the Chicago skyline measures 17 6/10 meters on two sides and 26 21 hundredths meters on two other sides. What is the perimeter of this mural? Well, you should remember from 4th grade, perimeter means the rim, which means we go all the way around it. So I actually really like to draw pictures. So I'm going to draw a picture of this mural. There you go, that's my picture. Nice and pretty, right? So I know I'm going to have 17 6/10 here, 17 6/10 here, and then 26 21 meters here, and 26 21 hundredths meters there. If you wrote 17 here and here, that's fine. It doesn't matter where they are, as long as you have 17 on 2 and 26 on 2. So if we're doing the perimeter, we are adding all the sides together. So I'm going to do 26 and 21 plus 26 and 21. 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 2 is 4. Bring down that decimal. 6 and 6 is 12. 2 plus 2 plus 1 is 5. Now I can add my 17 6/10 plus 17 6/10. 6 plus 6 is 12. Carry my 1, bring down my decimal. 7 and 7 is 14, plus 1 is 15. Carry my 1, and that gives me a 3. Now I'm going to add those two together. It's hard to add decimals side by side, so I'm going to line them up. So I have 52 and 42 hundredths plus 35 and 2/10. Notice again, I lined up that decimal and put a 0 as my placeholder. You must line up your decimal. 2 plus 0 is 2, 4 plus 2 is 6, bring down my decimal. 5 plus 2 is 7, 5 plus 3 is 8. So I have 87 and 62 hundredths as my answer. If we come over here, you'll notice that's answer D, and we solved our perimeter problem.